Hello, good morning, everybody. I've been brought out of my lair once again. Um, I've been quiet because, many reasons I've been quiet. I just got tired of it. I took a little hiatus but now I've been brought out of my lair, so let's get to it, shall we? So, from what I understand, Johnny Mack is there running his gums yet again. Okay, so let's start at the beginning with Mr. Mack. Okay, now in the beginning, Johnny Mack was part of the Pizza Army. He set up a channel, the Pizza Army. He was Gung Ho Pizza, even though at the time, um, you know, Pizza said things about black people, but at that time nobody knew Johnny Mack actually had a black wife. But anyway, here we go. So what happened is Chicago Muscle came in and went after Pizza on my behalf, actually, partly. And he went after this. He basically tore the channel down. And Johnny Mack at that point had nowhere to go. He was a pariah. Nobody would touch him. So he came to me and I listened to him. When you listen to Johnny Mack, he gives the impression that he means well, he didn't mean all that, la, la, la. And I gave him a chance. Now, at the time, NB was going after him pretty bad. And NB actually was 100% correct. She had told me, stay away from this guy. Just stay away from him. He's bad news, whatever. And she was 100% correct. And I wish I'd have listened to her, actually. Anyway, so as soon as he kind of gets a foothold again, partly due to me because I platformed him, I helped him. What does he do? He stabs me in the back, like he does everybody. This man has stabbed everyone that he's ever dealt with in the back at some point. Everyone. FBS, Kevin, me, Pizza, that was his soulmate almost, the way he talked about him. Candela, everybody. There isn't one person on here that he has not stabbed in the back. Sophie, everybody. And by the way, a little sidetrack here. Thank you, Sophie, for not getting involved. I've never had a problem with Sophie. I always liked Sophie. He tried to involve you the other night. I understand. I didn't watch it. I was told. And, you stayed out of it. And thank you for that, because I wouldn't have done that to you either. I know you're having problems with certain people on here. I don't insert myself where I don't know or have anything to do with. And so thank you, Sophie, for that. At least someone has some integrity here, a little bit. Anyway, so okay, so he was up there saying all this stuff that I was saying this and that about, a person. That's not true. I blocked Johnny Mack several months ago. The last text I got from him was saying that he's going to fight it, something like that. And something about that text told me right there, I knew what he was doing. And my answer to him was, well, we'll see. And that was it. After that, I've blocked him. So he has not spoken to me. I've never said anything to him recently since this stuff happened about anybody. Well, I haven't. He's been blocked, so how could I have? You know, prior to that, I don't know, but I don't. I was always cautious as far as talking about certain things with him, because of the way he is. Okay, so anyway, moving on. So the thing with Johnny Mack is, in the very beginning, his main number one goal was to get into FBS's inner circle. That was all he wanted. He wanted to be his friend so bad. He would email him. He did everything to get into that circle. And I told him at the time, he was going to have to make a choice and choose wisely. And what happened at that time was, he went with FBS, and FBS appeared to take him in, but he really didn't. And whether you like FBS or don't like FBS, it doesn't matter. The fact is, he wasn't so stupid as to let Johnny Mack into the inner circle. He kept him on the outskirts. He used him for what he could use him for. And I don't think he would disagree with that. And I told Johnny Mack that, he's a moron, an absolute, utter moron. Okay? But no, he thought he was in the camp. And then, of course, it went left, which we all knew that it would. And what did Johnny Mack do? He got up here and cried about how he was on the left, on the outskirts. They would have Zoom meetings and he wasn't included, and la, la, la. Who was surprised by that? Who, other than Johnny Mack, Mr. Delusional? Did he really think they were going to let him in their inner circle? Absolutely not. They used him for what they could use him for. And when they were done with him, bye-bye. And that's exactly what happened there. Okay? What I already told him was going to happen. Excuse me. Excuse me. Right? So, anyway, he goes away. He wants to build bird houses and do all this crazy crap, right? So, all right, let's move forward to present. Okay, so for a year, he'd been talking to Chicago Muscle. Now, we all know what happened there. Chicago Muscle went off, and behind the scenes, he was talking to Chicago Muscle for a whole year. And I got one text from him one time. He would text me at random. It wasn't like a everyday thing. It was random. Anyway, he texts me and he says, I met up with Muscle. And I don't think I responded, actually. I just thought, oh, okay, well, okay, Anyway, so here's the thing. When they were doing all this kumbaya stuff, let's put crap to rest, let everything rest, we're all good. We're going to do content. We're not going to go after people. Most people with a brain would know that's not going to work. I knew it was going to end in disaster immediately. And the reason is because there are too many egos in that room. Everyone's trying to be top dog, the king of MobTube. And no, that wasn't going to work. And I said that from day one. And I kept quiet about it, but that's what I thought. Anyway, as we see, slowly it unravels. Everybody's at each other. It's the way it is. But we knew that was going to happen. But my thing about that, and this shows Johnny Mack's true nature, and the thing that shows you is you can be solid friends with someone for a whole year. And from what I understand, the other night, the whole show was devoted, well, part of it, a little bit devoted to me, apparently. But most of the show was devoted to tearing Chicago Muscle down. Now, This was his good friend for a whole year. Now, when this happened with FBS, and I was talking to Tony Pizza called me out of the blue. Johnny Mack says, "Oh, me and Tony Pizza are in cahoots and this and that." It's all lies. He's a liar. He doesn't know anything that I'm doing. I don't talk to him. He is blocked as far as I'm concerned. He's blocked from my phone. I haven't spoken to him in months. So there you go with that. Anyway, so I was talking to Tony Pizza, and Tony Pizza said that, this happened at the hotel room. Now, here's the thing about that. So, from what Tony Pizza told me, he'd been talking to Muscle for a whole year. He gets in the area. He calls Muscle and says, come over to the hotel room. Now, from what I understand, he had a gun in his pocket with his finger on the trigger, and Tabitha had a gun in her pocket with a finger on the trigger. So my question is, and I've heard Johnny Mack say before when he went down to Miami on vacation, why am I going to put my family in jeopardy? Why would I do that? Answer this, Johnny Mack. Why would you be on vacation, doing one of your ghost hunting things, whatever it was you were doing with Tabitha, and put her in a situation that you didn't trust? You don't know Chicago Muscle from a hole in the wall. You've met him on the internet. You've talked on the phone. You've invited him to your hotel room. Because I tell you what, if I was with some guy, married or not, or boyfriend, whatever it is, and he brings me away, we're going on a vacation, and then he says, I'm inviting a friend over, and I've got to have a gun in my pocket and my finger on the trigger because you don't trust the situation, I'm going to be wondering what the hell is wrong with you. That's what I would be wondering. So why would you put her in that position? And while I'm at that, Tabitha, okay, you must be sick and tired of this crap. The years of crap you've had to put up with this guy, okay? The drug abuse, the everything that you've had to put up with. Now, for the last, how long has he been on here? Look at the crap he's bringing to your door. Not only to you, to your job, your children, your grandchildren. All because he can't leave YouTube alone. He has to be in the spotlight. He's like a woman. Haven't you had enough of that crap? Have you not? I mean, come on. And then you go on a mini break and he brings some dude that he met on the internet that he's not sure of, not sure of him so much that you have to have a gun in your pocket and he has to have a gun because he doesn't trust the situation. And okay, let's get beyond that. So Chicago Muscle goes over there. And okay, they may have both been wary. Chicago Muscle went over there. Johnny Mack was selling him some weed, right? And Chicago Muscle refused it because he thought he was being set up, which it wouldn't surprise me if he was. Wouldn't surprise me at all, because from what I understand, he'd rigged the room with cameras. So you're right there. But in any event, he refuses it. But, they get along. Everybody's laughing and joking. They have a good time. And according to Chicago Muscle's version, him and Johnny Mack went and got hammered. Okay? Now, Johnny Mack claimed to have been an alcoholic, a drug addict, all the rest of it. He's clean. He doesn't do any of that. But they went and got hammered. So it depends on who you believe, right? And I believe Chicago Muscle in this instance because he said it casually. It wasn't like a thought out thing. He just said casually what happened. So anyway, so they go and get hammered. Okay, So everything's good. Everybody gets along. Everything's fine. Chicago Muscle and his wife go home. A few days later, Chicago Muscle, he called Chicago Muscle, or Chicago Muscle called him. And apparently Chicago Muscle said at this time that, I was going to rob you, right? Well, Chicago Muscle has a different version of it. He knows Pizza's not lying because the black bag was mentioned. How would anybody know that? My question to this is, how in the hell, okay, if everything went well, why would Johnny Mack call Tony Pizza and tell him this story? Why wouldn't he have just said to him, well, at first we were kind of wary, but it went okay, we had a good time, whatever. Why did he tell him this story? That they didn't trust him, they had their fingers on the trigger of their guns, which I actually, when I heard this story at first, I thought, no, it's ridiculous. Chicago Muscle must be out of his freaking box if he's going to go and rob Johnny Mack in a hotel like that. There are cameras. I mean, let's say things went really left. You're on camera in those hotels. It's ridiculous. That's what I thought. But then, who knows? Who knows? But my question is, why would Johnny Mack, if everything went okay, call Tony Pizza and tell him this story? It was an unnecessary story, even if it's true. It's like, why would he tell that? Because he knows that's going to come out. He has to know it's going to be told. And sure enough, it was, and so that doesn't make sense. But that just shows what type of friend he is. Doesn't matter how. Chicago Muscle was friends with him for over a year. They were talking on the phone every day, this, that, and the third. And this is how you do him. And then you do a whole show just tearing the man down. This is why Johnny Mack cannot be trusted, not by anyone. And Sophie, pay attention. Remember what he did to you. Now it's okay. What he did to you, he's done to me over and over and over again. He does crap. I forgive him. Everything's fine for a minute, and then he goes on the attack again. So just be aware of that, Sophie. Okay, that's all. Anyway, so let's get to this court business. Okay, now give me 1 minute and I'll be right back with you. And I'm going to share something with you. Okay, so hold on 1 second. I meant to get this before I started this video, but I forgot. So I'm going to go get it now and I will share it with you. So hold on for 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Just 1 minute, 1 minute more. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to share something with you all. Okay, now this is the statement. Grumpy Italian already put this up, but I'm going to read it for you again, simply because, hold on a second, I'm just missing, hang on. I'm sorry, people. Hold on just 1 minute. I'm sorry. Hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry about that, people. So these are the statements You've already seen Johnny Mack, so I'm going to read it again now so you understand. Okay. So, and this statement, by the way, this is not totally what got me the order. Did these statements help? Yes. Were they the reason? No. The reasons were past record, videos, and these statements. Everything combined. It wasn't just one thing. Okay, so let me make that clear. But anyway, so let me read Johnny Mack's statement first. You've all probably seen it and heard it already, but I'll read it again. To whom it may concern, the guy, aka, you know his name, is a content creator on YouTube that has attacked me and my family viciously for almost a year now. He has called my children and threatened them. He stalked and threatened them via social media. He has called friends, places of business my family frequents, and has called my wife's employer trying to get my wife fired by lying. He has also rallied his subscribers to call and harass my wife's employer and my wife and children. Our phone numbers have been doxed by this person, and my wife and daughters and son have had numerous obscene phone calls as well. He has threatened to rob my family while we were on our annual vacation. The harassment is never ending. The lies and slander he puts out about myself and other people is deplorable. He is truly a predator. Let me repeat that. He is truly a predator and is mentally ill. Let me repeat that. He is truly a predator and is mentally ill. If you have any questions or need any further information, please feel free to contact me and his name. Okay? Now here's Tabitha's statement. This wasn't put up simply because this isn't about Tabitha. Hang on, just give me a second. This isn't about Tabitha, really, but it kind of is because he's brought her into this. This is what he's brought to your door, Tabitha. I know you have to be an intelligent woman. You have a decent job. You take care of your kids. You've put up with this crap for how many years? And this is what he's doing to your family right now. Not just you, your kids, your grandbabies. Look at what he's doing. Wake up, Tabitha. Wake up. And don't forget what Terry Time had to say. This thing with Jane Bailey, he's trying to kill himself in a graveyard. And she has the phone calls. So, you can bury your head in the sand if you want to. But it's time to take your head out of the sand and stand up for yourself. Stop going along with this crap. This crap he's bringing to your doorstep. Then he goes across state lines. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, let me read Tabitha's statement. This, to whom it may concern, this guy is a content creator who has been maliciously cyberbullying my family and I for just a little under a year on a daily basis on his MobTube platform. He has posted videos, pictures, rude comments of me, my children. She mentions her husband and her daughter without our permission. He has slandered me publicly, doing lives on YouTube and making videos stating that I steal drugs from my employer where I'm a nurse and use them. He has asked people to watch his videos to call my employer and slander me with the intention of having me fired from my job. He has threatened to beat my husband and rape me on a public platform and has publicly given people my phone number and encouraged them to call and harass me. After he released my phone number, I received several vulgar phone calls from random men at all hours of the night, which I saved. My daughter, and she says her name, has asked to also be included in this email because he has harassed her and her family completely out of the blue. Her daughter began receiving phone calls several times a day, back to back, from phone numbers she wasn't familiar with. Once she decided to answer the phone, it was him and his girlfriend, Tina, on the other end of the phone. During that conversation, he threatened to rape my daughter, beat her boyfriend, and her pictures and full legal name, stating that her father pimps her out, and several other vulgar lies. His content is extremely disturbing and inappropriate, not to mention malicious slander and harassment. Both Sarah and I have never verbally attacked this man or have anything to do with YouTube creator accounts. We have done nothing personally to him or Tina to provoke such strange, obsessive behavior from him, and honestly feel like he is a potential danger to our family. Let me repeat that. Feel like he is a potential danger to our family, especially after his very public repeated threats. If you have any questions concerning this matter, my daughter and I would be willing to speak with whomever necessary. Please feel free to reach out to either of us at any time. And her name is signed with the phone number. Now, Mr. Mack, your intention is to come into court and say, you heard me saying this, you heard it. Show the proof. Where have I said any of that? Huh? Show the proof. So please do. I welcome you to come into court and start talking your crap. Okay? I welcome you. Please do. By all means. Anyway, so I'm just going to be straight up. The name of this video is called Let's Get It Straight, right? So, or straight up. Now, I'm just going to be straight up. So, last court date, I was reached out to before the court date by several people. Johnny Mack was not one of them. Okay? Now, what I was told is he was willing to stop talking about me if I drop it. Now, that's fair enough. That's what I'm thinking, because here's the deal. The whole purpose of this was for him to stop talking about me and leave me alone. This originally started because he was, friends with FBS. And he went after me. Him and Nikki Blade went after me because I was in war with FBS. Hold on one sec. So that sounded reasonable to me. However, what I was told is that he had an attorney and that he was going to zoom in on the court. When I went there, they said they couldn't serve him. He had dodged service again. So it's been continued because I expected him to zoom in with his attorney and say, okay, I leave her alone. Not that I've ever said anything about him for months. But okay, I was agreeable to that because that was the whole purpose of this. I just want to be left alone. That's it. Now, here comes Johnny Mack inserting himself where this has nothing to do with him. Zero. This is between me and that guy, not Johnny Mack. And he's trying to insert himself where he doesn't belong. He totally doesn't belong. I don't get it. Here he is. He wants peace. He wants this. He wants that. No, he doesn't. He likes to create drama, and trust and believe, just like FBS, this guy doesn't trust him either. This guy, whether you like him or don't like him, has brains enough to know what Johnny Mack's about, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, this matter could have been resolved. It wasn't, because I thought he was coming in with his attorney on Zoom. That didn't happen, so it's now continued. And now, oh, Johnny Mack's coming in there to talk crap. Okay, then, well, I guess we're back to square one. We're back to square one, thanks to Johnny Mack. Okay, I want to put this to bed. I don't want to be spending the rest of my days doing this crap. I'm writing a book. I'm well into it, by the way. I've got other projects in the pipeline coming to you real soon. No, do I want to do this? And from what I've seen in the last few weeks, I haven't heard anything said about me. So that's all I wanted in the first place. But now, oh no, we're back to square one. So there you go with that. So I just want to, be straight up about it. Yeah, I'm happy to put, I was happy to put it to rest. But I was expecting him to come in, Zoom, with the attorney and say that to the judge. You see, the problem is, all right, he can say, I'm not going to talk about you anymore. And then I just go in and say to the judge, okay, well, never mind. And then a month down the road, here we go again. And I'm going to have to do this process all over again. Not the original order. This is a contempt of the order, but I would have to do it again. And I'm not trying to do that. I want it solid in stone. That, okay, you're not going to talk about me. I won't talk about him. And that's the end of it. But no, apparently now that's all changed. Okay, so it is what it is. Let the chips fall where they may. And Johnny Mack, I can't wait to see you in court. Cannot wait. You're going to look like the moron you are. You are pathetic. Completely pathetic. You're a pathetic husband, a pathetic father. This is what you want to bring to your household? Oh, and let's get to the FBS thing. From what I saw, Johnny Mack, the skirmish lasted, what, couple of seconds? And you were bent over breathing. You couldn't even breathe. And Pizza asked, what the hell's wrong with him? And oh, he just got out of breath. That shows how unfit you are. You didn't break his nose. You didn't do any of that. That was down to others. You took the credit because you thought that would make you look like the big guy on campus, when really it was other people. And you know it. And they let you take the credit because if anything comes down, they're coming to you. You moron. So you shut your mouth about me, okay? Shut the hell up. You have nothing to say. You are irrelevant on here. Nobody trusts you. Nobody likes you. 182 watching your show. Yeah, 130 of them are bought. Okay? You're not fooling anybody. You're a snake in the grass. You don't, nobody can trust you as far as they could spit. None of them. Not your friend over there, not FBS, not anyone. And anyone that trusts you is crazy, because you have stabbed every single person you have ever been with or talked to or entertained you in the back, because that's who you are. And Tabitha, please wake up. Please wake up. This is what he's bringing to your door. Okay? Anyway, that's all I have to say on it. So I'll see you all very soon. I haven't done anything for a minute, but it's coming. It's coming. But I'm not going to just let this lie. I'm not going to let this lie with him getting up there, just lying his ass off. Just a liar. You know, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Johnny Mack, and you need to take, sit back and put things into perspective. The only one on here going after people right now is you. You're the one. Oh, we're trying to do content. Where's the content? Where is the content? It's always going after people, running your fat mouth. Anyway, that's it. So that's where it is right now, people. Okay? That's where it is right now. It could have been resolved. It could have been done with. It wasn't. And now we're back to square one, thanks to Johnny Mack. Okay? All right. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all soon.